What's up, y'all? Welcome back for another video. In this video, we are going to be reacting to The Last of Us Part 2 Inside the Story. Let's just get into it.
Under here.
What the gameplay needs to do is immerse you in the world, give you as many interesting actions to survive in this world and overcome obstacles. And obstacles could be infected, it could be other people, it could just be the environment, it could be Russian water, anything that could happen in this post-apocalyptic world.
Russian water.
But more than anything, it needs to put you in Ellie's shoes, that you're experiencing what Ellie's experiencing, making you feel what she feels. Because the more we do that, the more the emotional beats of the story work for us, and the more they work for us in this very unique way that only works in video games.
Inside the gameplay.
The gameplay philosophy of The Last of Us Part 2 is putting you in the shoes of Ellie and everything that that means. It means giving you a threat constantly, as this world has. It means giving you the hard choices.
Because this game takes place in such a hostile universe and our characters are pushed to do really difficult things, we want to put you in alignment with those choices. We want you to understand how hard certain decisions were for these characters, because they're hard for you.
Okay.
I would say the overarching philosophy of how we approached designing the game mechanically is how can we take things to the next level.
It looks like y'all did with this game, so.
Everything kind of comes out of the story. And how do we do it through systems? So one is you have to feel the pressure of survival. Survive by the skin of my teeth. How do I use all the scrap around me? Any kind of bullet, any kind of rag, any kind of bottle of alcohol. How do we give you that sense of being a survivor in this world?
Shambler.
Ellie is very small compared to Joel and more nimble. How do we make you feel like you're not the strongest person in the room, but you still should be able to rise to the challenge and survive, you know, a fight with a bunch of people that are all bigger than you? So therefore it meant creating a character and systems and mechanics that allow you to be much more nimble. And that's where we added a jump button. In the first game we had a clamber button, but not really jumping. And here, Ellie can jump. The combat scenarios are much more vertical, where Ellie can use elevation to her advantage.
Prone is a huge, huge one. Prone, obviously, it means to lay flat on the ground. Something so simple, again, something that in real life you'd be able to do. Letting the player have access to all their weapons, all the items, crafting, everything while in that position. And it just creates so many more emergent things in gameplay.
Now that we have this other state that the player could be in, which are very low to the ground, how else can we use this other than just hiding in vegetation? We're like, well, there's a lot of man-made things or different structures that have collapsed that allow just enough space for you to crawl under, which means that now, as enemies are looking for you, you can crawl under things and hide, and it's just one more way to assess your environment and use it to Ellie's advantage. Now, because you can hide under things, we gave the enemies, we made them smarter and gave them the ability to look under things. So while you might hide somewhere and be safe for a while, eventually they're going to start looking under stuff. And if you're hiding under a truck and they spot you, they're going to yank you out and then try to kill you.
That better not be in no multiplayer. I bet I see nobody crawling under a truck in multiplayer.
Dodging is a big one, because now with dodge, anytime you're in a scuffle, you have a chance to get away. You have a chance to counterattack. It lets escape be an option as well. Sometimes you just gotta run. And that is another part of this world, which is sometimes the threat is so overpowering that you just have to get away.
When you are partially hidden, or you're in grass, that means people from afar can't see you, but people from closer can kind of see you. They will eventually acquire you. You're not completely hidden when you're in grass.
She went into the grass. Watch yourself.
And it makes you as a player become much more aware of your surroundings.
Jump, prone, dodge, all these things feed into both exploration and combat because it lets us expand the space. The size of spaces can be bigger, the intricacy of spaces can be more complex, and it still works exactly as you would expect.
So when it came to our level design, we really wanted to challenge ourselves to make a world that really felt like a real space as much as we possibly could and didn't feel like a series of combat encounters and exploration spaces and then combat encounters that felt like a Hall of Horrors or something, but something that really felt like a space that you could explore that seemed like a legitimate urban environment. And that pushed us to make our level design even more open than it was in the first game, which for us at the time was pretty open. In this game, we've gone so far in making the level design open that there are actually entire story moments, entire combat encounters, like full scripted sequences that you may completely miss. And there are things that we feel like, even though a portion of our player base may never see these things, the fact that when you do encounter them, you feel like you discovered them. It lends them this charm and this magic that I think is unique to games, that, you know, this happened to me because of what I did and what the place I explored to.
Crafting is very much about a payoff to exploration, meaning that when you enter new spaces, you want to look around for supplies. You want to open drawers and cabinets and look for different things that will allow you to craft either items that can help you heal, items that can help you attack multiple enemies at once, such as the Molotov or the landmine that Ellie can craft. Items that can help augment your weapons, like a silencer for her pistol, or craft new kinds of ammo.
It also gives us tons of interesting gameplay choices and overlaps that you can do in any moment and on the fly. We try to be a game that wants you to make a lot of different decisions in combat as possible. And the way that we've expanded the recipe roster and all of the recipes and how they interact with each other is carefully chosen for the different ingredients and making sure that you always have these interesting decisions to make.
We put a much stronger emphasis on the importance of the choices you make in the long term for your character.
Upgrades.
Useful.
Through the weapon upgrade system, through the player upgrade system, there aren't enough resources in a single playthrough to fully upgrade your character.
Huh? Oh, so you can only choose
The choices that you make, you're going to have to live with. And we wanted to make sure that all of the choices that you made had a really noticeable and tangible effect on the way that you play.
That's the one thing I wanted to know. Okay. So it's kind of like you can't get all the upgrades in one
You feel
playthrough.
a greater kinship with Ellie because you are living with decisions that you've already made. Like you are continuing this through line of her journey through this world, and the moment-to-moment gameplay is influenced by that in a way that we haven't before. The realization that your choices have these long-term consequences is very much like the nature of the narrative of the game. And I'm happy that the mechanics are supporting that.
Inside the gameplay. PlayStation. Alright, so that was The Last of Us Part 2 inside the gameplay. And that's the one thing I really wanted to know is about the upgrades. I wanted to know in one playthrough, would you be able to get all the upgrades? It seems like you can't. It seems like you might have to do like a new game plus. So you can get all the weapon upgrades just like the first game, but I was just wondering if you can do that. But that makes sense though, because the upgrades mean that you can choose different abilities that fit your playstyle, so that makes sense. And some of the stuff that they were saying about the dodging, the crawling on the buses and all that stuff, I love it. I like what they're doing gameplay wise with this game, but there's one thing I want to know. In multiplayer, how is all that gonna fit in? How is like dodging, Quan on the buses. How is that all gonna fit in with The Last of Us Part 2 multiplayer? They might just have it, they might just keep what was in The Last of Us Part 1 with no dodging, no prone, and just you running, shooting, meleeing, all that stuff. I can see them doing that. The fan base is cut like this. It's cut. There's some people that love the game. There's some people that's waiting for reviews, and there's some people that just don't like the game. Period. And I'm psyched to see what this game is gonna do. Review wise, sell wise, I just want to know. I can't wait to see. This game looked like it's gonna be a great game. Like I always said that the game looks great. The gameplay looks great. Story wise, I don't know yet, and that's the one thing I'm waiting to see. I can't wait till this game drops. I want to see people's reactions. Knowing what's in the leaks, if that's true or not, I think it's true. But knowing what's in the leaks, and there's still people out there that don't know anything, I can't wait to see their reactions, and I wonder what they're gonna do after what transpires. Like, I really want to know, like, how a player is gonna feel when you know what happens. I'm wondering what they're gonna do, because if I didn't know and I just played it, I probably would have stopped. I probably would have stopped playing. If I'm being honest, I probably would have stopped playing. That would have made me, yeah. If it's true, if they go that route, it's kind of, I don't know. I gotta see how it plays out. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to check the links down below. Don't forget to hit the bell. Follow my SoundCloud and my Twitch. And I see y'all in the next video. Peace.